Okay, PC 101 telling us his experience with 3.2, 4.2 EVOCATI. Let's hear what he has to say. Hey.
Hello there. So EVOCATI 3.24.2 came out last night. It was only up for 3 hours. I only got to do about an hour because it was a 40 gig patch and it took 2 hours to download because the speeds just vary so much. You can have like your full internet speed and then could be down to like 6 kilobytes a second kind of thing. I don't know what's with that patcher, how they patch the game, but it took 2 hours to download a 40 gigabyte patch. That's not great. But anyway, this is EVOCATI, so it's under NDA. I can't show any images. I can't show any footage. I can just talk about my experience. Obviously, I can show footage that they have already shown on like ISC or any images that CIG have physically posted because they would not be under NDA. But let's go ahead and I'll talk about what I saw. Obviously, it's early access stuff. It's not completely polished. There's still a lot of work to be done on it, so you've got to take that with a pinch of salt. It can be visually rough, it can be buggy, etc. But anyway, let's jump in. So first things first is the character creator. Basically everything you saw in this ISC, they added, like the new hairs, tattoos, piercings.
Cool,
there was nothing extra that I saw that we didn't see in ISC. The face piercings, there's like maybe half a dozen different studs that you can put on different parts of your face, your mouth, your nose, your ears, eyebrows, etc. I'm not really into piercings, so I didn't really spend that much time messing with that. It's prefixed, so you can't like move them to different places on the mouth, etc. It's where they have placed them, and then it's just different variations of studs and colors. The tattoos, it's pretty much every tattoo they showed in the ISC. Some of them you can change the color hue, and there's a slider for fading them in and out. So as you get older, tattoos kind of fade, so you can make them look like they've been on you for a longer period of time. Fortunately, you can't change the size or move them about on your face. The only negative thing I would say about that is you wear the default noob undersuit in the character creation, and it covers up half your neck. So some of the tattoos you only get to see half of them in the character creation. I think maybe they should switch that undersuit to some clothing, like a t-shirt and some trousers or something, because you can't really see some of the tattoos that well. The hairstyles, more good, and they're actually really good. They're really nice. I like them.
Space hair.
The physics on them, you can whip your hair back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, they look really cool. Anything they can add to the game to make people have unique characters, so you don't see the same default character everywhere, and especially when they're going to add that stuff to the NPCs, more variety, great. There isn't much there that they can improve until that.
Don't you dare, if you watch DG360, don't you fucking dare put a Pico tattoo anywhere on your body, especially your neck, which is the worst place to put a tattoo ever. And don't get a Pico. I am banning you from the channel. If I find out that any motherfucker in here or motherfuckette has a Pico tattoo, you will be banned from DG360. Please report to me. Please report to me. There is a complete tattoo, Pico band tattoo. There is a Pico band fucking ban that will go into effect. What's up, PC 101? Get over there. Get over to PC 101 and follow him. I thought he showed up here, but it just says follow PC 101. By the way, PC 101's probably wondering what the fuck I'm talking about, because if he's watching this, he's like, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about because I'm not here. That's because Daft is telling everybody to go join PC 101 on Twitch. Go follow him. Do it. So far, so good. Liking the content. I'm going to give constructive criticism. It's what I do. First off, I will say this, and constructive criticism with this video so far, the only thing that I have to say is this whole thing where people will have to explain PTU and like they're not showing you because it's against the TOS and they want to cover their ass. Just put that into like the intro screen. Just like make like a fucking thing that has all the disclaimers and let it flash for like a second or two, right? Right. I mean, that's just a thing that I would do because you don't want to hear people like explain that over and over again. It just gets old, and you know, just get all that shit in like a little disclaimer thing and just write it up for, you know, just so you got it there, and then just go into your video. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. That's the only constructive criticism I have yet. Also, again, Pico ban. This is a Pico ban. Hold on.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
If you put a Pico tat on any part of your body, especially your neck, and somebody reports to me that you've had a Pico tattoo in Star Citizen, you will be banned from DG360. I'm just telling you, we all know, we all know the evils of Pico. We all know the evils of Pico, the most evil, parasitic space penguin to ever exist. We all know the Picos are just, you can't trust Picos.
Like until this patch goes live, it was pretty
That
great.
Was pretty
wasn't buggy
awesome,
or glitchy, other than the undersuit thing I just mentioned. Right, so Arena Commander got a new update. They got rid of all the Flash stuff, not all of it, but majority of it. It looks really cool. It looks very modern, very usable. Everything felt responsive. There's a couple little bugs with the way it previews ships and characters, but other than that, no major issues. Yeah, it was pretty great. I don't really have any complaints about the Arena Commander new menu UI screen, other than not having like a preview of the map that you selected. So unless you know the map off by heart, when you select like Jericho, etc., you don't get like a preview picture. Just go, oh, okay, that's Jericho. Oh, okay, that's the Orson racetrack, etc. That'd be my only criticism about that. But I used Arena Commander to go into offline mode so I could check out the ships and their new MFDs. So let's go ahead and talk about the MFDs. Once again, it's pretty much everything you saw in the ISC. The MFD screens are very responsive. When you click them, they're easy to read. I didn't feel like I was like some features, like when you're like the current system, sometimes you can really feel like you're fighting the UI. Whereas this, I didn't feel like I was fighting. It was very responsive, very clicky, easy to read. As I said, I don't really have any criticisms about them.
Wow. That's huge. That's huge.
The only criticism I have about the MFDs is the lack of information about your ship components. Basically, in live, you can bring up your item list so you can see all the ship components that you have installed and if they're damaged, etc.
I'll tell you what, they look hella slick. They look so polished right now, man. Squadron 42 announcement. I know Betty's excited. For Squadron 42, man. What do you think? Gonna get that Squadron 42 announcement, Betty, at CitizenCon? I hope you're there with us, man. I hope you're there for the weekend. We're gonna have a lot of fun, Betty. By the way, Betty, thank you so much. I see Betty in here, old friend of mine, Mr. Meeps, I call him. I see him recruiting for Plexus every once in a while here in the chat. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I would be really, really, really fucking hyped if there was a Squadron 42 date release at fucking CitizenCon. That would literally fucking electrocute the air part. Just like the particles in the air would be zapping my skin, man.
You don't have that information currently. It might be because it's early EVOCATI. If you go in damage components,
kind of agree with you
can
Orson.
see a red square on the overview of your ship. We know you have your overview of your ship, and you have your shield facings, and then if like the wing's red,
how's
that
Orson
screen.
tonight? Good to see you, buddy.
I damaged one of
I'm
my.
glad
I
you're
think
still
it was
here,
a quantum
dude.
drive. It might have been a power plant. I just like shot at it and chucked a couple grenades in it. And when I went back to the screen, there was a little red box
I think we'll
there
be doing the giveaway
indicating
after
that
this.
component was damaged. I have no idea what that component is, other than it just shows a little red box. There was a new MFD for missiles, I noticed. It showed what missiles you selected, how many missiles you currently have active. There was like a load time of when it loading the bombs, etc., or the missiles. Sorry, the bombs. The bombs, every time you tried going to bomb mode on the A1, it crashed the client. So I'm not sure about that. My only criticism about the missile stuff is that you have to look down to an MFD. There's no information on the HUD right in front of you, unless it's on the... So you can project information onto your visor. Now, it didn't work on all ships. Like some ships I can get to the visor to show information like my ship status and my target status. Not all. I couldn't get it to work on everywhere, like turrets, etc. Turrets MFDs were broken, sadly. When you did the animation getting in the seat, where the seat would rise to where the turret is, you could see the screen was on, but when you got to the actual finishing animation state, the screen would go off. Obviously, it's a bug. When firing weapons in different power modes, so if I select the lowest, I put like 1 power into guns, my capacity would be smaller, so I might only get 10 shots. But if it has like 10 slots for power and I put all my power into the 10, my capacity would go up to like 100. I'm using made up numbers, but that's how the power bar works. The more power you the more power you put into your power of weapons, the higher the capacity you have.
Yeah, that's an Elite Dangerous vibe. A lot of commanders out there know this whole power, diverting power to different parts of the ship. They like we've played it. We've played that. This is a very Elite Dangerous kind of design they're introducing here.
The shields and the engines are pretty much the same as life. The more power you have the shields, the faster the shields recharge. The more power you have the engines, the faster the engines recharge. You can, from that MFD, you can turn off your coolers and your radar and your life support. So you could mess around with your power settings. An interesting thing about the power settings is you can alter your power states on any MFD that's in the ship. So your co-pilot, your people in remote turrets or support chairs, anything that has a screen. For example, on the Carrack, if you go into the drone room and get in those seats, I can mess with the power. If I go up to the big map room, what's the word for it? Stellar cartography. There's a screen right in front of the big hologram. You can use that. So the person in stellar cartography can basically turn off your shields by moving all the power off it. So that's cool that people can do that in different places of ships. That could be a little trolly. If somebody boards your ship, they could technically shut your power down. Maybe, I don't know if they will add ways to.
Here's what they need to do. The exact same thing that they did with the elevators. Remember with the hangar elevators, and they assign it directly to your name. That's what they need to do. If it's a smaller ship, if it's a larger ship, they need to do the same thing with all the MFDs in the same way that the panel show for like on elevators in terms of access. They need something that says, okay, here, this is this player or the squad that you squad up with only being able to do that. Maybe not though, because then that wouldn't be cool for pirates. You wouldn't have like any cool sabotage play. So yeah, I'm going to retract that comment. I'm thinking about that. I see what he's saying though. But maybe security, maybe having ship security if you have a larger ship, so nobody's fucking with your. I mean, like hardcore. That's how it is. You know, you got a big ship. You don't want people messing with your MFDs. You know, you gotta make sure, and you got like MFDs in other areas that you don't want touched, and it's a larger ship, then you better hire yourself some, you better get a Riker. You better get a security team up in that shit, you know? That's just the way shit rolls. That's the hardcore way to go about it, you know? Yeah, right. Yeah.
Strict access, maybe only people in the party can have access to those terminals or something.
What's up,
the
Orphan?
scanning
Welcome
wasn't
to the fam.
working. I could scan a ship, but I wouldn't get the information that you used to get on the right, and the MFD didn't do anything. I don't think the scanning part is quite.
We'll talk about hackable gameplay, right? Like maybe there's a way in which all the MFDs would only recognize the squad that you're with, and then if you're on squad, you're not on the squad. You go in, you're like a pirate, and you need to access. Then you need to hack into it. That would be really cool. And then you have your hacking gameplay to get into it. Yeah, there could be that.
Quite in yet.
There's a few things you could do.
Not all layouts on the HUD are the same. It seems to be kind of tied to where a monitor is, like an MFD. So you have the holographic projector of your speed, etc., like you see on this stuff. So a Drake one, the screens could be all down the bottom, so all that information is going to be above those screens, kind of holographically projected. But if all your screens are at the top, it'd be projected
Stick around,
up
we're
there.
having our
So
giveaway
the
after
layout of where that information is different per ship. So that's an interesting thing. That can be, I guess, if you're used to flying the same ships, that'd be fine. But sometimes you might get looking around for that information might be a bit disorientating or something. I don't know. There looks to be some new animations for holding stuff, like your hands doing weird stuff. I didn't get to experience myself, but I did see somebody was holding a med pen, and their hand was doing new animations while holding that pen, like this, like the AFK default thing you get when you see a player in the verse. Sometimes character will just look around or look at the mobiGlas. It's like those kind of default idle animations. What else? Yeah, so stuff to character customization, new MFDs, new arena commander. There's probably loads of other stuff. I just didn't get a chance to experience it. If you have any questions of stuff you want me to possibly test next time, leave it in the comments. I will try and check them out. If there's a lot of good questions. And
Okay, this is good. Listen, I dig this guy. I think we've seen him before. He's a friend of Daft, by the way. And Daft is our super mod and thumbnail designer and artist. So Daft let me know that good friends with PC 101. I'm going to put his link down here for this video. You guys can go over to it. Go subscribe to PC 101. I will subscribe. And, here's the thing. Now that I'm copyright struck twice, maybe PC 101 can help me out with views. Maybe we can get like a DG 720 out there to aggregate and help me, because I'm going to need it with these copyright strikes. But, for the 100 or 200 view that YouTube allows me to get through the bottleneck that they have placed in the shadow ban that they put on me, I hope it helps PC 101. And, let's go help him out. The hardcore members here who are live, those on YouTube that found me, go over to PC 101, go help him out. And just love